Hi everyone, I'm Eric Kiesauer, and this session is about dental and vision for Fayette County Schools in 2020. As you may have heard, we've now established our own separate benefits program outside of Georgia Breeze, and we call it Total Rewards. It's now a program that's managed by your Fayette HR team. It gives them and us more control over the program design and the aspects of education that we can provide you. We have more and better materials and media that explain our plans to you, and it gives us tremendously expanded capability locally to help you understand your plans and the options that you have, get prompt answers to your questions, and then be confident about the decisions that you make for yourself and your family. Why do we call it Total Rewards? Because compensation here really means more than your paycheck. It also includes the board's funding, which is a substantial amount toward things like sick leave, state health, retirement, even Social Security. And it also means the advantage that you get from Fayette County Schools' buying power and their dedicated advocacy of you. They help you make smart, confident decisions. They'll keep your benefits costs as low as possible, and we'll try to help you learn how to do some of that yourself and then resolve problems that you have when things don't go exactly as they were planned. The challenges that we've had here to move to our own plan are primarily the fact that we're coming out of a group with 120,000 employees in it to one that has 2,700 employees. And of course, our goals are to do what? Keep the benefits the same or better if we can than what you had in Georgia Breeze, and keep the costs the same or lower than what you had in Georgia Breeze. As a smaller employer, that becomes difficult to do, either to match the plans exactly, to keep the costs lower. But I think we've done a pretty good job here, and I think you'll approve as you go through this open enrollment to see just what we've been able to accomplish for Fayette County Schools as a standalone benefits program. We have three different dental plans here at Fayette County Schools, and they're going to remain the same options going forward as they are today. So you have two PPO plans today where you will have a new carrier going forward, and that'll be MetLife instead of Delta. The new PPO plans will match exactly the old PPO plans. So if you're familiar with the current Select and Select Plus plans, our new standard and premium plans will mirror those plans exactly. We were also able to keep the price exactly the same. Georgia Breeze was increasing their rates for 2020 by about 6%, and our plans will have exactly the same rates as we would have had if we had stayed in Georgia Breeze. One of the big advantages in going with MetLife is that you're going to see that we now have twice as many network dentists as we had in Delta. In Delta, we had about 80 dentists that were either in their PPO network or their so-called Premier network. There were about half in each of those two, for a total of 80 dentists in network of some variety. And now we'll have over 160 dentists in Fayette County that we can go to that are in our network. So this should make it much easier for you to stay in network and give you the ability to lower your out-of-pocket costs. There's no such thing anymore as a premier dentist. You're either in the network or not, and that ends up being an advantage to everyone who's in the plan. And then the third plan, as you know, is a so-called DMO plan. This plan works a little bit differently. It's not paying a percentage of the fees that the dentist charge. Rather, you're going in and just paying a single copay up front for each procedure, and then the plan pays the rest. So we have a new carrier for this year, Aetna, taking the place of Cigna. The plan is very similar. These plans are not readily duplicated in the market, so we just have to find a plan as close as we possibly can to the Cigna plan, or keep the Cigna plan as it is. As it turns out, in our competitive bidding that we did, we found that Aetna had a much more competitive price offering for a plan that was very similar to the Cigna plan. So we are making a decision to go to that plan. The network of providers is about the same, but as you're going to see, the cost is quite a bit significantly lower. So we're hoping that that'll be a pleasant piece of news for you. Our plans are fairly rich. We're calling them going forward the premium plan, the standard plan. That would be the two PPO plans, and then there's that DMO plan. As you look at my chart here, you'll see that they all are covering preventive stuff at 100%. The premium and standard plans look quite alike in that they have the same deductibles for you and your family. The basic services, which would be primarily fillings and so forth in the in the plans are covered at 90% in the premium plan, 80% in the standard plan. Major services, that would be things like crowns and bridge work and that sort of thing, covered at 60% in the premium plan and 50% in the standard plan. And then there's quite a bit of difference in the annual maximum per person in each plan. In the premium plan, each person covered has an annual maximum of $2,000, where in the standard plan, it's just $500. The premium plan covers orthodontia, where the standard plan does not. So premium plan, quite a bit richer than the standard plan, but two pretty good options to choose from there. And then finally, we have that DMO over on the right-hand column, which I mentioned is where you're paying a fixed copay for each service that you get within the DMO. Really important if you're in the DMO, you have to pick a dentist there to be your primary dentist, and that's part of joining that plan, where in the other two plans, you decide at the point of care whether you want to use a network dentist or not. So we look at the cost here, and as I said, in the two PPO plans, we were able to get MetLife to duplicate what Delta's rates would have been in the Georgia Breeze program. So you see on the slides here that the rates are exactly the same. Most of the other carriers that we went to, including Delta, were asking for much higher rates than that. So Met was our hero, if you will, that got us to the same plan at the same price. On the DMO plan, you'll see that, as I mentioned earlier, that the rates are going down substantially. So we think that's going to be an advantage to everyone that is looking for a low-cost plan. As I mentioned, the plans are similar, not identical, because we're just unable to produce exact matches, but I think you'll find that the plans are very similar in the way that they work for a much lower cost. So for vision in 2020, we'll have a new carrier. It'll be Avisus instead of Blue Cross Blue Shield. The cost will be pretty significantly lower than what we were paying when we were in Georgia Breeze. There's a strong list of network providers in Fayette County and the surrounding areas, so I think that will not be a detriment to anyone. And the benefits you'll find in the new program are just slightly improved. The co-pays on the lenses go down in both the standard and the premium options by $5. There's lower or no payments on co-pays on lens coatings, depending on whether you're in the high or low option. And then you also see there's a $25 higher contact lens allowance in the standard plan than there is today. So some significant improvements in the plans, and also the cost is going down quite a bit as well. So here you see the old plans. The Blue Cross Blue Shield rates were going to go up 2% for 2020. So those are the old plans, and there you see the old select plan versus the new, what we're calling now the standard plan. And you can see a slight reduction there in that plan option. And then in the premium plan option, or what used to be called the plus plan, you can see that rates are going down a little bit more. On the family, it's about $4 plus less to have the vision plan. And again, these plans are just slightly better than what the plans were offered by Blue Cross Blue Shield in Georgia Breeze. So if you'd like to have more details on our 2020 plans, we've assembled a lot of information on your Fayette County Schools website. We provided all sorts of links so that you can look up network providers. You'll be able to find both vision and dental providers there. Remember, on the DMO, you have to choose a network provider up front. So you're particularly going to want to visit your site to see who the vision providers are that are available to you. And remember, I also mentioned that you have a lot more dental providers that are in network, so you'll want to check that out as well and see if you can't be sure to pick a network provider for both the plans. You'll access the new Fayette County Benefits Portal right from your homepage. This is just a facsimile of what it looks like. And again, I think we've assembled all the information that you might like to have. So you're going to find this to be sort of a treasure trove of information on all your benefits, the decisions that you want to make, and that sort of thing. No need to be Googling insurance companies. And remember, we're no longer with Georgia Breeze, so none of those old resources that you might have sought out will apply. If you have questions after today, we're going to be doing meetings in every school and work location, so hopefully you either have or will catch us at one of those meetings. If not, You've got your staff here locally that you can talk to in the central office, and you've got an email address, openenrollment@mail.fcboe.org. Please email any questions that you have in there. We have a whole team of people looking for those questions. We'll answer them quickly. You'll have an answer in writing that you can rely on. So I hope that's helpful to you, and I wish you the best of luck in the rest of your open enrollment.